Welcome back to another episode of Psychotronic Coast to Coast. I forgot to grab the movie. We watched the film Death-Scort Service from the Sleeves box. Is that who released it? Oh yeah, Gator Blade Films and Sleeves box. You can just go to the .coms for both of those. This was sent over by a viewer about 2 years ago. When we first started, almost a year and a half ago. To review, and we just now got around to it because I had no motivation because it didn't look very good, and my intuition was correct. Anyway, Owen Neal is my co-host. He is going to reveal what actually happened in this movie because I was in a blind rage the whole time.
You think I paid that close attention?
I don't think much happened in it. I think actually is what the real answer to that is. I don't think you're going to miss things because there wasn't much to miss.
A lot of naked ladies.
An excessive amount of naked people for no reason. It was shot salaciously, which I mean I should expect because it's a exploitation film. But in this day and age, I just don't think it works. I don't know.
Yeah, when I say naked, I mean everything.
Yep.
This is the most...
You see a woman spread her vagina on film.
Most buttholes I've seen in, a quote, horror movie.
This is the most homeless people testicles I've ever seen in my entire life in a film.
So one pair?
Well, it's tied with street trash, but yes, one pair. There was a homeless man, and we got a nice... And to be fair, it was at least... It's like they did. Here's. I shouldn't say. Let's be fair, because here's the thing. This movie is sexist. It tries very hard not to be because it basically puts the camera 4 inches from everyone's fucking body parts in a way that just doesn't drive the story forward. Doesn't tell us anything interesting about the characters. It's just there so like, hey, look, there's a vagina. A naked, bald vagina 4 inches from the camera. I can see every detail, including the pores. And, like, that's the only reason for it to exist. These shots. That's it. Like, there's no reason why someone get out of a car, there is a shot, low angle from the ground up where you can see up her skirt. That's not how you make films. That's how you make fan service. This is gore porn for people who like nudity and gore. This is porn for 13-year-olds. That's really what this is. 13 years old, I would have been jerking off to this. Because there's been naked ladies everywhere. I'd be fasting forward to the gore. Because at 13 years old, there was no internet. Now, obviously, you just have the internet, so what the fuck is it doing here now? Anyway, so my point is, it's sexist because it tries to be equal because it shows the close-up of this old man's balls as he's fucking this person. Or actually, as he's strangling her, or about to strangle her. Then it's like a close-up, like literally a foot away from the camera. And I'm guessing it was shot because it's someone's attempt to, like, see, we're equal opportunity close-ups. Like, no, you're not. You showed one pair of balls. Then you showed 47 pussies from 4 inches away. Okay? That's not fair. That's still sexist. I'm not saying you should put 47 more pairs of balls in this movie. I'm saying you shouldn't have put 47 pairs in anyone's hoo-has or dangalangs in this movie without fucking reason. Them being escorts is not an excuse to just film naked people and call it a movie. They tried this before. It was called Exterminator City fucking 10 years ago, and that was shit too. And unfortunately, I just sit through that one. That was at least a longer movie, and at least that had a silly Muppet robots lightsaber fighting at the end. Oh, I have feelings about this movie. Anyway, let's talk about what actually happens in this movie. I apologize for getting sidetracked with my fucking rage.
Should also point out that all the men in it were evil. Did you notice that?
Yes, there was not a single good male in the movie. They were all bad people, which is fine. I don't care about that.
I mean, I guess they are picking up escorts. Except for that one guy who just picked up the girl because she needed help, and then I wasn't paying attention, but I don't know if he was gonna rape her or what. She was screaming to get out.
No, all the men were bad in this movie because someone has a fetish, and they wanted to express that fetish in film, which is fine. I didn't want to have to watch it though.
Yeah.
if I'd known it was this, I wouldn't have watched it. I'm probably not going to watch any more of these Sean. I take it back. He did the Delta Delta Die, and I actually heard okay things about that one. I might at least sit down for 30 minutes. If it's just basically this, I'm probably going to turn it off. I'm not going to finish the movie. But if it's better than this, I'll give it a chance. Because, you know, maybe this is dude's for like one of his early films, and it's, you know, it's rough around the edges. You can see some nice giallo references. I know he's supposed to go through the whole plot of the film. I keep interrupting, but look, I have some thoughts. There's giallo references to the Black Ghost Killer. There's a lot of misnomers. There's a lot of misleading moments where you're trying to imply one thing or another, like this person the killer, that person the killer. But Owen actually named it well off in the beginning, which we'll talk about when we get to that. But and there's also references to like the Driller Killer and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and there's a bunch of references here, and I get what they're trying to go for, but it's not exactly executed well. Nobody can fucking act, of course.
No, it's easily the worst acting we've seen so far in all the movies.
I actually think that San Francisco may have been better. Because San Francisco had a plot.
Yeah. Well, I guess this one sort of had a plot.
No, the plot for this movie is naked girl undressed gets murdered. Next, naked girl gets undressed gets murdered. Like, that's how it was for like 60 minutes of this movie. About an hour of this movie was just that. Exterminator City was worse because that was almost 2 hours of that, and then 15 minutes of sword fight, goofy shit at the end. But you know,
it was either get dressed, so they're already naked, then they get dressed, and then they get murdered, or they get undressed and then get murdered.
I mean, they're getting dressed for reasons like, oh, I'm getting in the shower, I'm doing a strip club. Oh, we're doing a strip at maybe a strip club. We'll get to that.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a strip club.
Let's just go to the plot. Just go to the plot. Let's go.
What plot?
We have
naked girl murdered, naked girl murdered, naked girl murder, yada, 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 until you get to the end.
There are a few scenes, like these two escorts, or 2 or 3 escorts, and they're like trying to find out what's going on with their friends, and like they're kind of searching around, and then they find out they're dying, and they're trying to set a trap for them, and that's literally the whole plot. I just described the whole plot, and the rest of the movie is naked people getting
The killer
murdered.
is slicing pieces off each of the person and stapling them crudely to a board, which we find out later is the only thing that sort of made me laugh. Let's just jump to the end. There's no plot. There's just a bunch of naked girls being murdered and baseball bats shoved in them.
Nobody knows who's killing these escorts. Nobody's looking for them because they're escorts. And there's a scene specifically where they went to the cops, and the cops said, "We're not going to help you. You're hookers," basically.
That scene never happened. She just said that.
I know. I'm just saying.
There's not even a scene of her calling the cops. She's just like, they won't, help us because we're prostitutes.
Exactly. It's not even like, yeah, exactly.
Did you try?
Did you try? No.
That would have been a good scene where they called them up. They're like, "Fuck you, whores."
And even then, I'd be like, that's not how that's not how that works. But I mean,
Great
like,
cops.
Yeah, we're looking into it. Click, and that's what they would have done. They wouldn't have called to say "fuck you, whores," and then they would have hung up and said, "The fucking whores called again." That's where
pretty sure they would have looked into a missing person, even if they were
or murdered people or anything. Yeah, that's right. But like, if they were gonna be negative, they probably wouldn't do it to their face either. Like I said, they would call and be like, "Oh yeah, we'll get right on it," and they claim, "That's those fucking whores!" Ha 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 ha. That would be how you do the scene, right? That's the more realistic way of doing it. But that doesn't happen at all. Instead, it's just they're just gonna do this.
The big twist is, which you kind of figure out more than.
Don't worry, we're saving you the fucking time by spoiling this movie for you.
Is that it's a woman.
Which he called like 20 minutes into the movie.
30 minutes in, I knew something was up because the killer wears basically a fucking winter outfit in Las Vegas.
Well, I said the black gloves and the hooded mask, that's a giallo reference. The music is a giallo reference. Oh, there's a reference to Pieces and Frankenhooker in this.
But there's a scene where someone goes to give the killer a blowjob and says, "What the fuck?" So I'm like, it's a woman. And it ends up being the mom of a prostitute that was killed a couple of years ago. And she blames...
a flashback where we get to see the whole thing.
Yeah. what you see throughout the thing, whenever the killer was stapling shit to a board, you saw this creepy old man kind of trying to hint that he's the one doing it, but that's the one that killed the daughter. And then you get another flashback of, I killed him. Like, that matters.
Yeah, and then we get to see her kill the old man while wearing
Yeah.
a Catwoman costume and whipping him, and like it's like, okay, so you just wanted another excuse to have a lady be skimpy clad and pretend to have sex on
And
camera?
then, yeah, you get the whole flashback of one of the prostitutes telling the daughter easy money and not entering the room as the girl immediately starts screaming as the guy violently has sex with her and then stabs her to death. And then she peeks in the room and just runs away.
Oh, also, the scene with the old guy and his balls and shit, and like he finds out like he's having sex with a woman who's on her period, so he loses his shit. Like, what did that serve to the plot? Is it trying to make it like was that their attempt to make us think, well, maybe he's the killer?
I don't know.
Was that their vain attempt at like misdirection? Because it wasn't very good.
Yeah,
I mean,
because the
I'm trying not to be mean because these people at least tried to make a movie, but they failed. They just made porn.
that scene didn't even make much sense because then she runs away from. It's clearly not the killer because she runs away from him, and then he sees the person and goes upstairs.
Right.
And then that girl's like, "I'm gonna reward you, and it's free." And then she strips off, which immediately should have been like, if you save someone and she's gonna reward you with sex, she takes off her clothes and she's all bloody from the waist down. It's probably I'd pass. I'm like, nah, I did my good duty.
You're good.
See you later.
You're good, lady. Just don't get killed. Bye.
That scene was only there to be like, oh, there's something wrong with the crotchal region of the killer.
Yeah, because she unzips this fly and goes, what the hell? And then, yeah.
Gets her tit cut off. You didn't see that part.
No, I wouldn't pee.
Which killed her.
I was like, oh, look, he's going to kill another prostitute. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm sure I'm not going to miss anything. And guess what? I missed one. Oh, by the way, that was after they did this like 5 or 6 times. So I was like desensitized to the whole thing. And I was like, I probably won't miss anything. And then one time I miss it, it had some fucking plot point to it, right? Like,
yeah. It's the mom of her, and she's stapling shit to a board to make her daughter.
A portrait of her daughter.
She has a portrait of her daughter
pieces,
on the board.
It references Pieces and Frankenhooker in this matter, but only vaguely.
Yeah, then she kills one of the other prostitutes with a chainsaw by, I guess, fucking her guts with it, even though the chainsaw clearly has a guard on the front.
Oh,
so I'm
man.
not sure how she's stabbing it in her with that guard.
And then there's this ridiculously long scene where the lady gets raped to death with a barbed wire baseball bat.
That was earlier, yeah.
That was like, why? And it was literally shot like fetish porn. Like, literally this woman with it like crammed up against her cooch and with a prosthetic piece, I guess, that makes it look like shoved into her cooch. Excuse me, her vagina. But like, it was really unsettling because I'm like, I'm not turned on by this, but it's shot like a porn. It's literally shot like a porn with dirty close-ups of the vagina and the bat, and it's like, yeah. And you know, maybe I'm obviously not the intended audience. But who the fuck's the intended audience? I guess people who have a porn who like this kind of thing in porn. But I mean, like,
there's people who like just movies full of gore and nudity. There is people.
I know. They're like, I just want to turn my brain off and see some action. Like, oh,
they
God.
love trash.
Like, I like trash, but I like good trash.
Oh.
I like trash with mild amount of substance, or at least funny.
So the ending is the other prostitute picks up the chainsaw and cuts the mom's head off. Yeah. And then
spoiler.
Slow-mo, chainsaw, yelling.
That's a reference to Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And then I shut it off, and you said there was an ending credit scene.
Post-credit sequence with a vibrating phone, and someone just swipes the phone real quick. That's it. You just see a hand grab the phone. It's really silly.
Prostitution goes on.
Oh, it's all shot in It's supposedly takes place in Las Vegas, but I bet it takes place in like Los Angeles or film.
What I learned was Vegas is nothing but prostitutes and evil men. That's what I've learned.
Dude, this was like Dangerous Men 2. You know, this movie is set. This is set in the same universe as Dangerous Men.
Oh, yeah, everyone was raping everybody in that, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that was actually a funny movie because there's lots of
Yeah.
ineptitude in it, and the ineptitude in this, like the quick cuts, the weird, really bad day for night shots. We're assuming they're day for night shots. You know, things like that. Like it feels disjointed, and it makes it very hard to get into the movie because it's not good. Not good in a funny way, good in an aggravating way.
It's bad all around.
It's not the worst movie I've ever seen, but it's pretty close. It's pretty up there.
I'd say it's the worst movie we've done on this show. Maybe.
Man, it's really
I would say so. I at least laughed at some of Sanford Psycho.
One scene.
Yeah, that priest was hilarious.
I will admit the priest was hilarious, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess it is just because it's got at least one scene of redeeming value, right? None of the special effects were very good in this movie either, but it's a low budget film, so I wasn't expecting like high quality stuff. I'm just saying, like it was cheap effects. They were going for the Suicide Girl aesthetic, is what Owen commented, because all the girls are like tattooed and piercing, which is fine. That's what they're going for. This is what you're expecting for. So if you're looking for a porno about killing people, but you don't like ladies with tattoos and piercings, this is not the porno for you. I think we've talked too long about this film. I think we've been way too generous to it. What do you give it? What's your rating?
0.
Well, you can't give it 0. It's like half a star then?
Can I go 1/4 star?
Half a star? It is. We round up. It's 1/4 star, but that rounds up to half a star. I give it also half a star. It's just not worth your time. Also, don't watch Sanford Psycho. It's not worth your time.
Yeah.
And don't watch Exterminator City. Even though there's that really cool lightsaber thing at the end, I have a gif of it. I'll save you the time.
If someone hands you this movie, punch him.
Or, oh god, yeah. Or say, why isn't this Sanford Psycho?
Oh god, I wouldn't watch that movie either.
I'd like to point out there is a Death-Scort Service 2. It came out this year. It was last year.
It's not surprising.
I mean,
if it's the same person, it's not. If someone else made one,
it's not the. I want to say
weird.
It's up there for one of the worst movies I've ever seen, but it's definitely not the worst film. I've seen significantly worse films. Nothing I think is ever gonna beat Pigman Murders. Pigman Murders was 70 minutes of people babbling while the camera rolls, almost unedited for the whole thing, and then 4 minutes of people in pig masks killing people. Not unwatchable Trek. Don't watch that movie either. Not even in a funny way. It's terrible. It's unwatchable Trek. This isn't unwatchable Trek. This is just not good.
I didn't shut this off on like a Sledgehammer? I got
you shut off Sledgehammer? We reviewed it.
I'm trying to remember what it's called. Sledge.
Oh, Sledge. Okay, I'm like, we reviewed Sledgehammer. I'm pretty sure we didn't turn that off.
I literally shut this movie off.
Man, that cover looks cool.
Yeah, that's the back cover. It's signed too. But yeah, maybe someday I'll make you watch it, and I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, we'll do it for the show at some point.
I literally shut that off.
You gotta wait till the pain dulls.
I questioned what I was doing in my life and shut that off.
God. So yeah, that'll do it for this episode of Psychotronic. Oh, what are we doing next week?
Iced.
Another slasher in the snow.
Skiing slasher.
Ooh, that one on YouTube?
It was. Hopefully, it's still there.
Okay.
Because that's how we're gonna find it. Because I don't think it came out on anything. I think it's VHS.
It's VHS only. I'm pretty sure. All right, so we'll watch Iced next week from somewhere in the 80s or 90s. Anyway, yeah, that was Death-Scort Service. We'll see you next week for another episode of Psychotronic Coast to Coast. That's Owen. I'm Skinslip, your host of the most, and we'll see you next week. Peace.